Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be solving LeetCode 1768, merge strings alternatively. So we're given two strings, word 1 and word 2, and we want to merge their letters one by one. So in this example, we have ABC and PQR, and we want to merge each letter. So A comes first, then the first letter of the next word, and then the second letter of the first word, and the second letter of the second word, and then so on and so forth. And we can do this efficiently in linear time with linear space complexity using technique where we have a while loop and we pretty much just merge into the new array as long as we haven't exceeded the length of one of the strings. So let's get into it. We're going to have one iterator I, and we're going to keep looping as long as this iterator has not crossed both of the length of the arrays or the strings. So if it's crossed the bottom one, we're still going to keep looping. But if it crosses both, the length of both, we're going to stop looping. And we are only going to append to the new array if we have not crossed for that specific string. So let's do this with an example. So we're at the first iteration. So I is at 0 currently, and we're going to simply put in the first string's first letter. So we're going to do A, and then we're going to put the second string's first letter P. And we could just do that like this. And then we're going to move our iterator and check, is this so are we still in the bounds of both arrays? So if we're in the bounds of the first array, we can simply just add B, and then we're gonna check if we're in the bounds of the second string, and if we are, we can just add Q. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna check, are we in the bounds of the first string? We are, so we can add C. And then we're going to check, are we in the bounds of the second string? We're not, so we just simply move on to the next iteration. And we check, are we in the bounds of the first string? We are, so we just simply put D, and there's nothing left over for that, and we're not in the bounds of it, so we can just stop iterating, and we can return our result. So let's get into the code. So our time complexity for this problem is going to be O of m plus n, where m is the length of the first string and n is the length of the second string. And our space complexity is actually going to be O of 1 because the result string does not count as extra space. So we're just going to say that our space complexity is constant. So we're going to use a little trick here because strings in Python are immutable. We're actually going to start off the result with array instead of a string. And then we're going to have a pointer. We can call this L, or we can just call it I. And we're going to keep looping as long as this pointer has not crossed both of the words. So instead of an and, we're actually going to use an or here, and we're going to check if it hasn't crossed both. And we're going to simply append to the result each one if we're still in the bounds of that word. So this is going to check if we're in the bounds of it, and we can just do result dot append the word that we're on, and we can just do the same with the other word, just like that. And then we're going to move our iterator along, and at the end, here's the little trick. We're going to join our array together with nothing, so an empty string, and this will basically just convert our array to a string, and we can just return after that. Oh, it looks like there is a small error. Oh, so These are words, not W. Let's try it again. Oh, wait. We need to change this to a 2. And it looks like it worked.